There we go. Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delays. Had a little technical difficulty again with that Be Live, but we have it up and running, and we're here, and it's our favorite Coffee Talk Tuesday. This is going to be really hot, and I'm going to take a sip of it in a second. So when you guys get here, as per the usual, make sure that you guys say hi. Um, Today we're going to talk about, I don't know if all of you have it yet. Some of you probably do. I know I actually just got it this morning. Very exciting. They must have known I was talking about it. Good morning, Tracy. So today we're talking about Facebook has a new layout. Good morning, Laura. So they have a new layout of it's going to start on on mobile now, and it'll roll out onto your desktop in probably within a couple months or so. So with Facebook's new layout, they're really trying to hone in on the platform and what they're trying to push within the platform. So definitely very interesting to see the different things that they are making more readily available, more forward facing, and how that's going to affect your marketing on Facebook. So I'm just going to give it a minute for everyone to check in, say hello, get their coffee ready. Hopefully this is not as hot at this point. Nope, still really hot. But better than lukewarm coffee. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about Facebook's new layout, and I want to remind everyone that tomorrow is our workshop at Centro, and there's still about 5 tickets left. So if you guys are interested, if you were thinking that you didn't really know if you'd be able to make it or not, we do still have those 5 tickets available. So if you can make it, I highly, highly suggest it, especially if you like what we talk about here on Coffee Talk Tuesday, because it's just going to be super in-depth. You are going to leave with a tangible digital marketing plan that is customized specifically for you, as well as a plan of execution. And you get to meet with us 1 month out. We get to sit down, take a look at your analytics. I'll show you how to read your analytics. And we'll talk about if you reached your goals, and if you didn't, what we can do to make sure that happens. And this is really, really great for anybody that has an in-house marketing team that's looking to maybe spruce up their marketing plan, or just looking to add a little bit more focus to it. So it's a digital marketing strategy. It's all about, staying organized and really allocating your time to the best of your ability. So this way you can get all the things in the world that you need done, because we all know it's an endless, endless list. All right, so I will put the link to the event comments when we're done. And Instagram friends, you can go ahead and click the link in our bio and go ahead and purchase those now. All right, so we are talking about Facebook's change to their layout. And ever since Facebook started many, many moons ago, they've really only changed the layout of the platform a handful of times. So it's very interesting to see how they're shifting into this new ideal of hi Doug, of what Mark Zuckerberg wants the platform to be. And we all know they have been getting endless amounts of issues with privacy and things of that nature. So you'll actually find that the things that they're pushing are going to be geared towards, once again, as I've talked about time and time again, they're really just trying to hone in the platform and make it so it's more of a one-on-one experience, or a very intimate group experience. So all of the changes that they've made have, like I said, really gearing towards their new privacy focus. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, Zuckerberg put out his 360-page privacy manifesto, about where they're going to take the platform in order to hone in on those concerns about people's privacy and their personal information getting out there. So don't forget to go on our private Facebook group after this. It's Stark Media Marketing Group. And I'm actually going to put up screenshots of what the new desktop version and the new mobile version look like. And I'm going to kind of highlight everything that I've talked about so you can see firsthand the difference between what it was and what it is. So the very first thing that's going to be pretty prominent is they have changed their logo. They changed that blue hue that we're all so accustomed to, darker blue. It's a little bit more of a lighter blue now. And they actually changed the F a little bit. So little subtleties that I just find are super interesting. But it kind of just reinforces to me that they're going more towards almost like a rebrand. So that's the first kind of change. And the second one is we all kind of know that top blue bar. And that blue has always been indicative of Facebook. But what they did is actually took that away on the new version. And the whole thing's white, minus the small logo in the corner. So it's a very clean look, very crisp. So it's interesting to see that they are they're gearing more towards that kind of cleanly atmosphere. And I'd love to see furthermore into people's trustworthiness of the platform. So just talking about aesthetics first off. So if you're looking at your desktop, at the very, very top is going to be stories. And we're all kind of used to that at this point, with Instagram. But instead of having those kind of small little icons, these are big cards. And they are right in your face, very, very top. These are the stories. And that is because the three things that Facebook has been trying to push are stories, groups, and events, things that make it a little bit more personal. So the stories are smack dab at the top in your face. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to have kind of like what would be in your menu tab, just more visually aesthetic. They put kind of icons and along with the words, so it's easy to see what it is that you're clicking on. So on the top, you have your story cards. On the left-hand side, you have your menu bar. And then right below the stories is going to be your news feed. And it's kind of funny to take note that the news feed is almost smaller than the story cards. It's definitely not where your eye first goes. Your eye definitely immediately goes to those stories, but then underneath you have the news feed. And that's really because, once again, Facebook is trying to get you to be more interactive. So those static news feed posts are not really going to be as interactive as, let's say, stories or group. So they've kind of pulled them back a little bit and made them not as prominent, just aesthetically on the layout. And then finally on the right-hand side is going to be your contacts and your groups. So once again, making it very obvious that they are wanting you to go with stories, they're wanting you to go to groups, and then the events on the left-hand side as well. So once again, this is starting to roll out on mobile. If you don't have it yet, don't worry, it will be coming your way. If you do have it, check it out. Definitely let me know what you think of it. And then within the next couple months or so, you should see it on your desktop version. So I'm going to kind of go over the three main things that Facebook is really trying to focus on, which are stories, groups, and events, and what features they've added to it. I'm sorry, not events, on Messenger. So very top stories, I mean, that has been for months and months and months now. We've talked about people loving that that short-term nature. It's only up for 24 hours. It almost gives you a sense of FOMO, so they feel like they want to watch it. So I'm going to get to that in a second, Doug. So they really want to, they want to watch it. They want to make sure they don't miss out, and they can become very interactive, tap forward, answering questions, things of that nature. So stories themselves are going to be very interactive, and enticing to people. So they're not going to go anywhere. And Facebook is actually going to start rewarding people, especially businesses, that use that stories feature. All of your platforms, if they're a certain aspect of their platform, they will actually reward you for that. Yeah, Doug, that's what I was going to, well, one Doug to the other Doug. Yeah, so Facebook actually owns Instagram, and it's funny because I think it was maybe in 2014 they did a poll in the US to see who knew if Facebook owned Instagram, and it was 50% of the people didn't know, which is kind of interesting because Instagram is kind of seen as this like cute, fun little platform, little tool, whereas Facebook has been getting a lot of heat for other things. So it's interesting that they're kind of seen as separate, even though they are under the same parent company. So stories are not going anywhere. If you're not using stories, I highly suggest that you use them for your business. So the next one that I want to talk about is groups. And once you get that desktop version, or if you go into the marketing group later just to take a look at how the desktop is going to be laid out, on the right-hand side, there's basically an entire feed that is going to be encompassing of your groups. And that's because Facebook is really trying to pull in all of the intercommunication that they can. So they want you to have these group-like settings that are almost like sitting down, having coffee with your friends, and just chatting about, whatever it may be, whatever the interest is. So your groups are actually going to start to become accessible throughout majority of the platform, meaning if you're in Facebook Marketplace, if you are in, let's say, the gaming portion, any of those other aspects of Facebook, when you're in them, you'll actually still be able to pop into your Facebook groups. So it'll personalize your feed of all of the groups that you are presently in, no matter what your the privacy of them in. So if it's a closed group, if it's an open group, you'll still start to prioritize them or see them prioritized in your feed. They also are going to add a new discovery tool that gives it a quick option to find new groups that you may be interested in. So Facebook's going to start working that algorithm that they have that nobody can figure out, and start finding groups that that you would seem like you'd want to belong to, and it'll almost be like the people you may know, but groups that you may want to look into to be a part of. What else? So that little sidebar is going to make it very, very seamless to go from whatever you're doing into the group. The also interesting thing is you're going to start to be able to share into a group from your newsfeed. So just like I would be able to share a post onto a friend's timeline, you're going to be able to share that post into one of the groups that you're associated with. It's time for coffee. And also, depending on the type of group you're in or the type of community, we'll say, that you're a part of, they are rolling out some new features, which I think are super interesting. So if you're in, let's say, maybe a health and wellness group, where maybe it talks about a sensitive subject, such as, let's say, like weight loss, immense weight loss, people who are struggling with that. If you wanted to post a question, you can actually do it anonymously in those groups, which is really going to play well in starting that conversation that maybe people don't necessarily want to have, or they don't want to associate themselves with. So for sensitive subjects, they will have that ability to post anonymously. They're also going to add new job posting tools in groups. So you will have different ways to post a job, put in stipulations, and actually reach out to potential employees. The gaming side, they're actually, the gaming part of the platform, you'll get a new chat tool. So you can chat with other people as you guys are playing different games. And finally, in those selling and buying groups, which I know we have a ton here, there's Long Island Buy and Sell. Each township has their own, basically. I'm part of, Bonnock Yard Sale, Hampton Bays Yard Sale, Riverhead Yard Sale. So those groups will actually have more ways to ask questions, and then also can pay for the product, even pay for shipping on the platform itself. So that's super, super interesting to see how the groups are evolving, because that is a sector of Facebook that they really, really want to push. You're also going to soon, if you're a page admin, you'll start to see the reach insights. And you know how much we love insights here at Stark Media Group. We talk about it all the time. So you'll actually start to see the reach insights as well as the promote your post within groups. So there was kind of an idea going around a few months ago that you should unlink your business page to the group that you're in. True, you should definitely keep them linked, because you will start to see those different types of business aspect tools that we always say that you should have for your business profile, just so you can see how things are going. Okay, so next up I want to talk about Messenger. And Messenger is another platform, or part of the platform that they're trying to push. So the change in Messenger is you're actually going to have 3 different tabs. I don't know if you can take a look at your Messenger now, unless it's changed over, of course. But they had like 7 or 8 or 9 tabs up at the top. It was very, very busy. So they've actually condensed that down to 3 tabs. And that's because they want to make it faster. They want to make it more secure. That whole security, privacy thing that Facebook is really trying to push. And guess what's going in Messenger? Stories. That shouldn't surprise anyone, because once again, Facebook really, 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 really wants to push stories. So you'll actually now be able to watch stories within the Messenger app. They are also going to be rolling out a Messenger app for desktop, because it can be a little funky to message through Facebook on your desktop. They're actually going to be rolling up its own app that you can download. You're also going to see emoji statuses on your Messenger. So think of how the old AIM, right? And maybe I'm dating myself here, but AIM, when you could put a little message, or on Skype, you can put a message, out to lunch, be right back, whatever it may be. So you're now actually going to be able to do that on Messenger with little emojis, which are always fun. Who doesn't love a good emoji? So you're going to be able to do the emoji Messenger statuses. They're going to roll out a video co-watching feature, which means if you and I are talking on Messenger, we can actually watch a video together. So similar to the Facebook watch parties, but once again, just really, really narrowing it down to that one-on-one experience. And then for businesses, they're actually going to allow you to create lead generation ads in your ads manager specifically for Messenger. So it's going to get pushed out in Messenger and start that one-on-one conversation and open that up to gaining more information about people and developing those relationships. You're also going to be able to book appointments via the Messenger app directly to your address book. And then they are going to make it seamlessly for you to go from your website to your Messenger app. So they're calling it a dual authorization, which is essentially if someone clicks on the messenger on your website, they'll be brought to Messenger app. And then if you have a Facebook bot already, they will be able to start to converse with that, or unless you have somebody who's on hand that can answer right away. But then also Facebook has those automated prompts. So whereas you may have missed out on a communication previously because you either don't have a bot on your website, or they have to fill out a contact form or lead gen form, now they can actually just go straight to your Facebook and your Messenger app, and you can have those automated prompts set up. So you can at least start the conversation and hopefully be able to keep them long enough to have somebody to get back to them. So really, really interesting aspect that is going to try to not only keep people on the app, but pull them from your website or other outside sources to, once again, keep them on the app. And then finally, if you are a page admin, you will be able to grant little images, I guess you could say profile pictures, and names to the people who can respond on your business page. So if I have somebody who is maybe not of admin status, but still has access to my page, maybe they're an analyst or an advertiser, and they're able to respond to different messages I'm receiving, you'll actually be able to give them a little face and a name. It could be a first name, last name, nickname, whatever it may be, initials, which is really going to add that extra personal touch to your conversation that you're having on the Messenger app. So this is a customer service win, because if you don't have a chatbot who is, hi, it's Tom, I'm here to answer all your questions, but you do have someone that's working one-on-one with somebody, you can give them not just your logo. So, for instance, if you were to message us, you'd get our Stark Media logo. Instead of that logo, you're going to get my face, and it's going to say Kelsey. And now you're talking with Kelsey, and you may have watched me on Coffee Talk Tuesday, or seen one of our events, or, met me out and about somewhere at the grocery store. So you're now knowing that you're talking to me, a person, which is going to make it way more intimate, way more one-on-one. And it's really going to help to develop those relationships. So this was a little bit of a long one today, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. Basically, take a look at our private marketing group, Stark Media Marketing Group. So if you want to take a look at what the desktop version is going to look like, I'm also going to put a screenshot of the mobile version in there. But just 3 things to keep in mind is stories are massive. We've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. If you're not using stories yet, use them, use them, use them. Facebook groups, once again, they're huge. They're going to keep pushing them because they want to really try to hone in on those personal interconnections. And finally, your Messenger app. It's a great part to take advantage of. And especially now with these new tools to make it more personalized, it's only going to take your customer service to the next level. So thanks again for tuning in to Coffee Talk Tuesday. Hope you learned a bit. If you have any questions, as usual, please make sure that you reach out to us. We'd love to hear your questions. Like, comment, share, remind your friends that Tuesday at 10 a.m., this is the place to be. And once again, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet and you're still interested in our workshop tomorrow, we have about 5 left. So make sure that you, on Instagram, click that link in our bio. Facebook, I will be hitting you with that invite once we get done here. But I hope you all have a phenomenal week, and let me know what you guys think of the new platform, the new layout. If you guys have it, I would love to hear from you, hear your likes, hear your dislikes, and let's have a conversation about it. I hope you all have a lovely day.